The long-awaited Ghoul update in Fallout 76 has been announced to release on March 18th, 2025, and along with, of course, allowing you to play as a Ghoul for the first time in Fallout history, a lot more changes are coming, and one of them finally has to do with scrapping those heavy legendary mod boxes. Let's just say you'll want to start stocking up on them now. If you haven't, let's get into why, because it's pretty broken in my opinion, and a definite huge game changer for all levels. Also, we're going to talk about the best ways to stock up on these legendary mod boxes before the update comes out. The newest update coming out March 18th completely overhauls how legendary mod boxes will work, because you can now scrap them. When you scrap them, you have a guaranteed chance to obtain a certain number of modules depending on what level mod that you have on your scrapping, and you have a chance to learn the plan of the legendary effect you just scrapped, just like scrapping weapons, and it is the same drop rate also. So let's go over how many modules you'll be getting per legendary mod box, because it's pretty nutty. You should see it on screen now, but you'll get, for a 1-star legendary mod, you will get 1 module. For a 2-star legendary mod box, you will get 3 modules. For a 3-star legendary mod box, you will get 6 modules. And for a 4-star legendary mod box, you will get a whopping 12-star, or you will get 12 modules, excuse me. Now, if you're like me and you've been stashing these legendary mod boxes away since the Gleaming Depths update came out, you'll be able to stockpile an insane amount of modules once this update goes live later in the month. Now, this is pretty huge just because modules are becoming a much more needed resource in the Wasteland, especially for higher level players. And also, if you've been running the raids as many times as everyone else has here on YouTube for Fallout 76, you probably have an insane amount of legendary mods, like an insane amount of legendary mods. I see people selling them in their vendors for 1,000 caps. I see people selling them for to NPC vendors. Stop doing that. Just stockpile on them. You want to turn them into modules. But why do we need these legendary modules? What makes them so important, you're asking yourself? Well, there's one huge reason modules are in such a huge high demand right now, and that's the fact that in order to craft a desired legendary effect, you will have to spend an insane amount of legendary modules. So just like how many modules you get for scrapping the legendary mod boxes, you will have to spend an increasing an exponentially increasing amount of modules to craft the corresponding legendary mod boxes. So a 1-star legendary mod effect costs 15 modules to craft, which is pretty insane. A 2-star effect costs 30 modules to craft. A 3-star legendary effect costs 60 modules to craft. A 4-star legendary effect costs 120 modules to craft, which is pretty insane. So if you wanted to craft a full set of unyielding armor, you would have to craft 5 different unyielding mod boxes costing 75 modules, which is insane. Now imagine that if you wanted to do that with a 4-star mod. If you wanted to put 5 4-star mods on it, you would have to spend an insane amount of modules, and then you would have to do that for every single set of armor that you have in the game, all of your power armor, all of your normal armor, all of your secret service, all of your civil engineer, just to be able to still have that top tier loot. So these legendary mod boxes, if you stockpile them, you'll definitely have a nice little head start, or a nice little chance to catch up to all of the elite players in Fallout 76, and you'll finally be able to throw on whatever legendary mods you want to if modules have been holding you back. So if you plan on using those legendary effects plans you just grinded months for, you better have a stockpile of modules on standby. Personally, I'm glad they're giving us the ability to farm modules at an insane rate, and also lower our stash rate a little bit from all the mod boxes you collected in the Wasteland. Now, there are really only 2 good ways to farm up these legendary mod boxes before this Ghoul update comes out that changes how these mod boxes will work with scrapping and everything like that. So let's go ahead and get into those ways right now. The first way, and the best way, obviously, to get these legendary mod boxes is going to be the raids. Now, if you can't handle the raid content by yourself, or if you can't handle the raid content in general because everyone keeps kicking you from a raid team because you're not on a high enough level, or you just don't have good enough weapons, I have a method for you. Also, don't worry, that one's coming up, but I just wanted to cover the overall best way first, and that being the raids. If you do a complete raid, you'll walk away with at least 3 legendary mod boxes, but you can walk away with up to 5 of them. So that's really nice if you're lucky. Plus, all the weapons and armor you get from the raids that you could actually scrap, those give you a chance to drop a box also. And the box chance is a higher chance than learning the actual mod. So chances are you'll walk away with a decent amount of mod boxes if you do at least 2 or 3 raids per day. Again, this is the best way to obtain straight legendary mod boxes. I would just suggest farming the first boss, though. The robot boss, most people could do it in like 30 seconds if you have a decent build. Just go on YouTube, look at an Angry Turtle build or a Mr. Westtech build showing you how to completely melt the first boss in 35 seconds. And like I said, I would just suggest farming the first boss. You could get all the 4-star legendary mod boxes and all the other legendary mods also. So you could get Unyielding, and then you could also get Vipers, so you could get every single legendary mod that is in the game. So really, if you're just going after these legendary mod boxes to either complete a set or to stock up on them for this module update, don't farm the entire raid, just farm the first boss. It'll save you the most time and it will be the most efficient. Now, if you still are going after other plans and other like the weapon plans, or you still haven't gotten any of the weapons from the raids, go ahead and run through the whole raid just because you're going to be farmed it anyway. So each stage will give you a nice chance to get the 4-star mods and everything like that. So just go ahead. You'll be fine. I promise you, you can get them. You'll be good. Just do the raid, farm the first boss, farm the last boss. You will be 100% good. Just do the raids. Now, if you can't handle any of the raid content, the next best way for all of you lower level players out there, like I said, that can't handle this end game content, is going to be expeditions. You knew I was going to say it. Now, while expeditions won't give you the actual mod boxes themselves, it will give you an insane amount of legendary gear, and also it'll level you up. So then you can potentially go and face the raid content at some point in the very near future. And also it'll give you better gear than you may currently have. Most expeditions can be run in extremely a short amount of time, but basically you just get all the legendary gear from running a few expeditions and then scrap all of them, and you'll have a good chance to get a few mod boxes. Now, if you run the most sensational game, I have a few videos on my channel talking about how good this expedition is in particular. You could run it in anywhere from 5 to 8 minutes by yourself 100%. Really, if you're a noob and if you are afraid of it, just throw on a holy fire, throw on some power armor, and you will 100% be able to run through it in the allotted amount of time with no problem. So if you can do the raids are going to be the best way because you get both legendary weapons that you can scrap and then actual legendary mod boxes, 1-star to 4-star, depending on what section of the raid you are doing. And then the next best way for everyone is going to be expeditions, like I said, and this one won't give you straight mod boxes. However, it will give you an insane amount of XP, and it will give you legendary gear that you could scrap also. Those are going to be the 2 best ones. Like I said, the raid, do the first boss, you could get it done in 35 seconds or a minute at tops, and then expeditions, do the most sensational game. You may crash sometimes, but hey, you'll be able to bang out 3 or 4 of them before you crash, and then you could just load them up. So either do the raid content or farm specifically the most sensational game expedition until your fingers bleed. These are by far the best ways to get legendary mod boxes and just legendaries in general. Even if you don't care about the mod boxes and if you want just better legendary gear to go and do the raid content, expeditions is the way to go out there and do it. Obviously, also jump from event to event while you can, but expeditions is just going to be overall the best way for a lower level to get these legendary mod boxes because of the influx of legendary weapons that you could get. And if you're at the point where you could handle all of the new content, go and just farm the raids with a couple of your friends. Make a few days out of it and you'll be perfect. Spend this weekend just farming up as many mod boxes as you can, put them in your stash, and call it a good week. Well, ladies and gents of the Wasteland, we've made it to the end of another Fallout 76 video. Make sure you go out over the next 2 weeks and farm up as many raids or as many expeditions as you can to maximize your potential module gain in this next update that's coming out March 18th. Now, let me ask you something. Have you already been stocking up on these legendary mod boxes? Because I know I have. I have probably 500 pounds of them in my stash that I cannot wait to just scrap and get it on the way so I could finally stock up on those modules and complete all of these sets of armor that I've been waiting for. But let me know in the comments if you guys have been doing the same. Let me know in the comments if you're finally excited to be able to scrap these legendary modules and also be able to put those cores inside of your ammo box, fusion cores and plasma cores. And as always, I just want to thank you motherfuckers for watching this motherfucking video, and and I will see you out there in the wasteland. Everyone, enjoy the new update, March 18th. Can't wait to see all of you out there. I will be covering all of the new Ghoul content once it's available on the normal servers.